Welcome to another edition of Tom's Real Food Podcast. Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm Tom Garber, the Keto Cook. Today on Tom's Real Food Podcast, we're going to change it up a little bit. I'm going to show you a video about how I break down a pork butt, okay, for multiple meals. And also we're going to go through a little bit on some of the language that is used and people get confused about it, okay? The one cut in particular that I use all the time is called a Boston butt. It is also a shoulder, known as the shoulder, but we're going to get into a little bit of that. I hope everybody had a great new year. We're going to kick this thing off this year. I'm hoping that we can get some people, on board and also get somebody's health back. I mean, this is what it's all about. Pork gets a bad rap. It really does. Like in the carnivore world, you don't hear too many people talking about pork, whatever. There's a lot of naysayers about it, okay? But actually, it is economical and works out good for me as far as my journey, how I worked with it. I mean, I eat beef and everything else like that. I have no problem. But to kick pork to the curb is crazy because in the same realm, the same people who talk bad about it eat bacon. It don't make any sense to me. All right, and they eat a ton of bacon, especially doing carnivore and stuff like that. But what we're going to do is I'm going to try to get into it a little bit and do some explaining about what exactly we are going to try to do here. There again, chicken, it has its ups and downs with me anyway, but it's good protein. Can't go wrong with it. You can always add fat to it, but pork is there. I mean, there's the same people that rail against it. I mean, like I said, they'll make the pork butt. They'll also do ribs and stuff like that. But the main dominant thing they have is beef. You can do have the same exact diet, okay, just using pork. So, all right, what we're going to do is I'm going to bring something up here side by side, and we're going to try to do this a little bit. Right there's a pork shoulder or Boston butt. Now, this has a bone in it, or you can get it boneless. So I'm going to show you exactly where it comes from on the pig, and the reason behind it called it a Boston butt. Now you can see up in the front part of the pig it says jowl. Then on top there, Boston butt. That's exactly the shoulder that I showed you. Underneath that is the picnic right there, and then you have the shin, and also you have the bacon on the bottom and the ham completely on the back. So this is basically a whole ham right here. That's from the hind quarter of the pig, and normally uh, people don't buy a whole ham like this per se. This is basically how we get it. All right, in that style right there. It's smoked. Nowadays, it's injected with stuff, but they smoke it, and that's the look from the side. So how it got its name? Okay, back in the early 1700s, it became the pork butt or the shoulder became very popular because that's right there is called a butt. That's half a barrel or a quarter of a barrel packed with salt, and that's how they would ship out hams and also the Boston butt. It came from Boston and naturally went around the world in these butts. So that's how it got its name because it came from Boston and it's called the Boston butt. So, okay, that's the quick history there of why it's called that. Now there's a couple of different variations of it, but I researched it pretty much, and that's exactly where it came from. It's a great cut of meat. Now you can see different cuts that they're coming up with. They're cutting it and making it into pork steaks. So in this video that I got coming up here, this is exactly what I did with it. I took an 8-pound Boston butt, pork shoulder, and I broke it down. And it was 8 pounds. Like I said, it was 98 cents a pound. I got a good deal on it. I got it from Winco, which is a great store. I like to go there, but it's always very busy. So I try to go at off times to it or once a month, whatever. This pack that I bought, all right, for $8, I got 6 to 7 different meals out of it, and you're going to see in this video that I got coming up here. So now the video is going to be a little longer, but I have things in there I want to explain to you how I do it and why I do it. And I think if you adopt some of these protocols and stuff like that, you can, rather than cooking the whole butt, smoking it, and then having leftovers or whatever, just keep it going. You can make different meals out of it. So let me get this thing set up here, and we're going to go right to the video. Let me see if I can get this thing up on here. And we're going to add it. Everybody, welcome back. I am Tom Garber, the Keto Cook. Well, today what we're going to be doing is I'm going to show you how to take a Boston butt, a whole Boston butt, okay? And we're going to break it down. I'm going to make some pork steaks out of it. I'm going to cube up some, and we're going to freezer wrap it, actually vacuum seal it. And but I'm going to go through each step with you. How to save money. Now look at this right here. This was a good deal. This is 8.35 pounds. And it was 98 cents a pound. I got it for $8 and change. Winco, man, you can't go wrong with them. Okay, let's get to work. All right, got this Hormel pork. What I'm going to do is I'm going to open it up. I always wash it. I recommend that you wash it also. Like I said, it sits in its own juice. Now, this most times a butcher shop or when they butcher meat, okay, it is hung, okay, and it's dried. Everything is, all the blood is drained out of it. Like I said in my beef one, but here you can see, very tacky, okay. You want to get that off, all right. If there is any bacteria on it, it's going to be on that tacky part. So, cool water, all right. Run it through. Get all that stickiness off. But this looks like a really nice piece of meat. It really does. Has a minimal fat cap on it. Pretty cool. Very nice. Winco is not a far ride. Maybe 3, maybe 4 miles from my house. But I tell you what, it's very, very, very busy all the time. So I try to stay local, within a mile of my house. But I keep forgetting about that. And I tell you what, I can get some good deals out of there. Is that the gland? It feels like a gland. Now, a lot of times there's glands in this shoulder meat here. Most times they take it out, all right? But sometimes they overlook some of them. All right, let's get this up on the board and I'll finish patting it. Very nice. All right, so I'm going to pat this other side dry. Now, you don't want it too dry, but you don't want that stickiness. Look, it's not sticky anymore. Get all that residual crap off it. And I tell you what, it works out much better. This is a nice piece of meat right here. Now, you can buy this, absolutely smoke it, cook it whole, however way you want to do it, okay? But being that there's just 2 of us in the house here, okay? I like to break it down. I like to get multiple meals out of it if I possibly can. Okay, so here's the bone, okay? You got one bone right here. Now, this is the shoulder. This is up in the upper portion of the pig, all right? And you got the bone there, and it continues through the other side, okay? So this is basically like a shoulder blade type of thing. But what I want to do with this is I'm going to cut this into pork steaks, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my curved boning knife here, and I'm going to just come along this whole bone, all right? And I'm going to take it right down to the back side. And I'm going to pull this back up for you. Show you, my hand's in the way. Show you exactly what I'm doing here. And you get that fat right there. Come on. Okay. Now I'm going to take the other side back down into the bone side itself. Now, one other video I showed you how to how to sharpen your knives, and you need a sharp knife doing this kind of work. Okay, so this is bone in right here on this side. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this off the bone. But I'm going to do that in a little bit. So that's going to go in. Now, this piece right here, okay, pork steaks, a lot of people say, I have never heard of a pork steak. Well, here you go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, and I'm not going to trim it because you know why? We need to get some of that meat off of it first, and then we can trim it up. Now, from this side of the pork, a lot of times they will make boneless ribs, is what they'll call them, okay? From any part of this right here. I'm going to leave that cap on, all right? And I'm going to take my straight blade now, and I'm going to square it up. Okay, so you get that look right here. It looks like a little bit of bacon, the whole bit. This cooks up really good. Now, you can make them as thick as you want, thin as you want. All right. I have a tendency to make them a little bit thinner than normal. Okay, you can make them thick, what you want. You can put them in a Dutch oven, slow cook them, put them in a crock pot, slow cook them, and they will, you can get them crunchy. Now, I like to leave a lot of the fat on because it gives it that juice. I mean, some of this stuff here I'll take off just before we get ready to put it away. Now, just being it's the two of us, I can pack these maybe 3 to a pack. This way we can split them up a little bit more. Now, this tail piece you can take off if you want, but I want it to look, you know, look like you're getting a little bit more than what you normally would. Okay, you see this right here. All right. I'm getting a little thicker as I'm going. All right. Tonight we're going to have these. I'm going to show you how I'm going to do them. And come on. This is why I like to do this almost in a semi-frozen state. You can, boy, that's some tough fat. You can turn around and put this part in the freezer if you have a slicer, okay? You put them on a slicer and slice them a little bit better, all right? Now, because this way here moves around a little bit on you. And I'm not getting the best cuts out of it right now. Tell me this stuff is like glue. Get rid of it. All right. In fact, what I might do is I might take some of the tail off and use that. We'll clean all this up. All right. Into another pan, I'm going to be putting in the pieces that we took off. So I got one. Put them out like that. Two. I'm going to take some of these tails off and just save them. They make for a nice pork stew, or they also nice for burn ends. Some of this stuff right here we don't need on. Put that over there. Put them over there. So, I mean, doing this at home, you're seeing right now exactly how many cuts I'm getting out of this. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let me take this piece off. Now, keep that fat. Trim this bad boy off. There again, you want to make it a little bit colder than what I had it. So you can get all this stuff, or trim all this off before I pack it away. Okay. And usually the first piece is kind of thin, so I'm going to just cut this one up for the meat. So what I have here is I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 3, and 7. We have 7 steaks altogether. Okay. I'll pack these 2 a piece, and today I'm going to make 3 of them. So, all right, let's get cutting up the other side. Okay, we're going to put some of this meat into this little container right here. Now, I got to explain to you now, pork is a lot different than beef, okay? Sometimes beef fat and the grizzle can be Doesn't cook out good. This actually happens to render down, so you really don't have to take too much off. It gives it nice flavor. It will come off, okay? And the more you cook it, the more it renders down. So people say, oh, you leave a lot of fat on there. But you know what? If I did, the meat itself would come out dry. I don't know if you ever had a whole pork tenderloin, okay? The center cut loin, that's where the chops are taken off and deboned. If that's not cooked right, okay, that can be very, very, very dry. So you need fat, okay? And on this channel, we use some fat. So, and honestly, the way this is going to be cooked, all right, this is going to be cooked in a fashion that it's going to be low and slow, and spiced up. So I'm just going to take any of that nasty fat off it. The fat that just has no purpose on there. So like this one right here. Just take that off. Okay. Now I'll make this with a lot of Oriental dishes. Okay, season it up real good, marinate it, whatever. But you know what? It's another meal. It's another meal I get out of an $8 piece of meat. So now this one here, I'll take the fat off. Disconnected fat, really don't need. Okay, so we'll just, it's more of a nuisance than anything. But that would be some of the fat that you would see on the belly, okay? And you know how bacon cooks up. And that's what you have there. Okay. String. Pork is very versatile. A lot of people don't like it. I mean, it got a bad rap for a while about it, but I got to tell you what, with meat prices, can't go wrong. It's nice, juicy. Now, do you have to eat it every day? Absolutely not. But the idea of making it affordable to sustain this kind of lifestyle is where it's all at. That is the bottom line. So, okay. A piece of meat there. Cut that one off here. Okay. There again, no rhyme or reason to it. Just cube it up. Get as much as the fat off it as you can, like this piece here. Go back over it again. Like this piece right here is grizzly. Don't need it. Okay. So there you have it, right, that one. Now, getting into the bone side, look at this nice piece right here. Now this is where they'll break this down here, along here, and this is where you will get your boneless ribs and stuff like that. They call it. Just they say that just to get the name. You know, it doesn't make any sense to me. But all right, so now I'm going to come in with my ultra boning knife. Now this bone runs through this piece of meat right here, and it comes out the other side here. So you can actually go along the bone itself. Let me get over here so you can see better. Okay. You can pull it up. There again, just follow the line. And that fat cap I'm going to take off, because you know what, for what I'm going to use it for, it has no meaning for me. Now, you can render these down. You can render this cap down, slice it, render it down, make some chicharrones out of it, okay? Slice that one up there. Try not to waste anything. I mean, meat is meat, so. All right, I'm going to go around this. And you can feel that bone right up into here. Okay, another nice piece of meat. We'll chop. Well, that's all going to get cubed up. Okay. And this part right here, I'm going to save as much meat off the bone as I can. And here's another spot. You just feel around with your fingers. Here's where the bone is. Okay. And go in with your little knife. And it'll tell you when it's going to stop, because you hit that bone. Guess what? You're not going through it with one of these boning knives, that's for sure. Okay, that'll all get cubed up. And this gets saved. This actually will go into the oven. I'll wrap this. This will go in the freezer too. But I will put this in the oven, and I'll roast it off a little bit, and then I'll take, after it's roasted, I'll make a nice sauce with it, a nice tomato sauce or a nice gravy for a pork dish. So nothing goes to waste here. Okay, so all the bones are out. Like I said, I'm going to take this cap. We don't need it. Take that cap right off. There again, if you want to render something with it, you can. I don't have no need for it. I mean, if you live out where, someplace where you have a lot of birds and it's very cold, you can nail that onto a tree. Let the birds pick at it. All right. So we'll get one or two slices out. As a matter of fact, I'm just going to cube this whole thing up and just go with it like that. Because it's all good eating. I mean, no matter how you add it up. No sense playing games and making something. Just put it all out, and then we can cook it and have it for a couple days anyway. Take this piece off. Come on. See what I mean about this fat right here? That fat there is useless. So try to get it off as much as you can. But don't kill yourself trying to just carve. I mean, try to trim it all off one shot. You slice it up, and then you can take it off. I know I'm doing a lot of babbling here. But my whole point is we're going to get a ton of meals out of this one small Boston butt. All right, let me finish trimming this up, and we'll get back and I'll show you what I have left. Okay, I was just reminded that I haven't made sausage in a while, so I dug this fat cap off the top, and I'm going to put this in with some of it, so when I make my sausage, grind that up, put that fat into it, because you know what? These pieces right here are pretty lean, so we'll just cube all this up, and I'll make a separate batch just for sausage. So, pretty cool. I haven't made sausage in almost a year now. I haven't made it, and time to get back into the saddle again with doing that kind of stuff, especially with prices like this, where you just can't go wrong. Right, this. Okay, I'm going to speed up the process here. Now, you actually want to do this when the meat is kind of cold, because as you can see, it is very spongy and very hard to work with. So I recommend putting it in the freezer for a little bit and get everything nice and cold so it'll cut up pretty good. Okay, this is my vacuum sealer right here. This thing is about on its last leg, and I'm actually waiting on another one to come. So I have to play with this to get it all sealed up. Now I use this last set of vacuum seal bags. I have a company that's sending me out a whole system, and once I get that, I'm going to show you exactly how much stuff that we vacuum seal and how much we really depend on it. Now I got to get this out of the way here. Now I have a little thing right now about people, I was on a live a couple weeks ago, and they were talking about why people don't wear gloves and stuff in their own home, okay? Well, in a commercial setting, yeah, I could see it. You have to wear it, but there again, I have a little problem with that also because I watched a couple lives where they have live kitchen shots, where they have these restaurants with people working in the kitchen. And I watched one person actually had the gloves on, all right, and touched all different kinds of foods. And then the last minute of it, picked her hat up and scratched her head with the gloves on and went back continuing with the food. So to me, it doesn't make any sense with it. If you're dealing with chicken, yes, once you get done with that, pull the gloves off, throw them away. If you are cooking and you're handling different types of stuff, you'll be changing gloves constantly. The best method is to wash your hands. You have a wash sink in there with some sanitizer, soap. Use that. I wouldn't depend too much on the gloves because you know what? That can transport it just as easy. All right, I'm going to start vacuum sealing this, and I'm not going to bore you with it, and we'll talk on the other side. All right, all vacuum sealed up. Now, like I've been saying, because of all the recalls, just to be on the safe side, people have a tendency to take their throw everything away, and then if there's a recall, not sure when they bought it or save the receipts or anything like that. So we save the receipt on this buy right here. Also, I have the barcode and stuff for this, and we got, let's see, possibly two dinners in here making the sausage. Also, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this is what I'm going to make today. Got 6 meals out of that 8-pound. It was 8 pounds, 98 cents a pound, which is a great deal. You don't see that too much. And $8.18 for it. So this will get stapled inside the bag, and these will all get packed together, and we'll take them out as we need them. So okay, there you have it. Okay, a while back, I made this fire cider, and it's fermenting along pretty much. They did say, this is amazing to me, that garlic in here inside that vinegar will turn it blue, and sure enough, it is blue. Okay, let's get cooking. All right, into my old mountain, I'm going to be getting this thing heated up. And today I'm just going to be using just a little bit of olive oil in there, just so nothing sticks. And I'm going to throw a little Van Gogh on it. All right. Now, the reason why I'm not adding any butter or anything, pork is very fatty, and it'll add its own juice to it. So, like I always do, I'm also going to season the pan. All right, and I'm also going to season my chops on one side. Put the seasoned side up into the pan. When it gets this pretty hot, then I want it to sear it. And this is going to get some chopped up yellow onion and also some pepper rings that I've had. And I'm going to use it with their, I do this a lot. This is my go-to. So I'm going to do it with the pork shoulder. What do we call them there? Pork steaks. That's what they say. Pork steaks. And we're going to cook them down with that. So, okay. Pan should be pretty hot. And this is going to break down really nice. So, put that in there. Put this one in here like that. All right, we're just going to let them go. Pork chop dinner. I mean, we'll probably have a salad with it. Nothing too crazy. But this is how fast you can go with it, and also how you can make things make ends meet with a nice fast dinner. Okay, and no rhyme or reason to these. I'm going to leave these big, like rings. Get that little hard piece off of there. Put that one over there like that. Now, especially if people are working and stuff, also I'm going to use these, okay? I'm dumping everything into it, all right? What a flavor it has. It's got a little heat to it. I mean, it says mild, But the last time I had it, I caught one. Now this goes very good with pork. You can make it with beef too, this and that. I usually made it with cherry peppers, these, and some onion and garlic. But we're just going to go with onion and peppers today with the pork. And let all that fat render down in here. I want to get these kind of crispy on both sides. We're going to keep flipping around. And just add everything in. I'll put my lid on it and let it make the meat a little bit more tenderized. And we got dinner, baby. Get that one piece off of there. I thought I took it off, but I guess I didn't. It's into the trash. Now, here comes, I'm going to put a little bit more Tommy spice on it. Now, Tommy spice is equal parts coarse salt, actually either sea salt or kosher salt. Also granulated garlic, granulated onion, and coarse black pepper. So, I'm going to take this. Whoo, I just got to, as I open up the jar, my God. All right. Spread these out. Now, I got this recipe from, oh man, a long time ago. When we lived on the Jersey Shore, there was an Italian restaurant. I don't even know if it's there anymore. But they used to make it with cherry peppers and also these banana peppers. And that was the juice that it was made in. Now, you can see that just bubbling away. This is good eating right here, folks. Doesn't get any cleaner cleaner keto than this. Boy, say that 3 times fast. Okay, with that right there, I'm going to be saying goodnight to it, and we'll be back in a little while. All right, the aromas are filling the house, and it is glorious, believe me. Right here, as you see in the pot, is the 2 pork steaks. Now, I got them sitting on top of the banana peppers and also with the onions. Everything's ready to go. We're going to plate this right now. So, I'm going to put both chops on the same plate, and then me and Marie can pick at it. I'm going to nestle them on top of the onion and also the banana peppers. What a flavor. I mean, the aromas are fantastic. This is so easy to do. It is very keto friendly. Now, I'm going to add an ingredient just at the end here, just for flavor. I got to be careful with it, but in the same token, it enhances the flavor, and don't be afraid to use it. You'll see it in one minute. This is very good for you. Very filling, by the way. People would say, I could eat that with no problem. The whole idea is to get yourself full, and believe me, this does the job without a doubt. So, as I'm plating this, I have somebody standing next to me just staring at me. By the way, go over and hit Meg's Mysteries up. Check Marie's channel out. Pretty good. I'm trying to get her monetized. And here comes the secret ingredient. Yep, that's right, balsamic vinegar. Now, I got to use a little bit of this because it has a high sugar count on it. But what a flavor. I mean, this is enhanced this right here. If you think it's bitter, just with the vinegar from the peppers, no, this enhances it. What a flavor. Something else to add to your repertoire here is don't be afraid to use vinegar or vinegar-based stuff. All right, everybody, there it is. I'm going to give this a little taste here. Now, I want to thank everybody for a great year last year. Please hit that like and subscribe button. Don't forget, on Mondays, I have my podcast. This is what you see right here. Wednesday, I'll have a follow-up video for that. Also, we're going to try to do on Fridays, we're going to try to do Seniors Food and Life. That's Marie and my both channels. And also, on Sunday, I have the Sunday Dinner Chef. Saturday is Meg's Mysteries. So if you could, tune in, help us out. Really means a lot to us. And I want to thank everybody. What a great year. We're going to have a better year this year. All right, cue that music. I want to thank everybody. Hit that like, subscribe button. And we will see you next week.